There's the Amish, and then there's the Swartzentruber Amish, the most extreme subgroup of them all. What I'm about to do is unheard of, because outsiders are strictly forbidden. They follow rules far harsher than other Amish. No electricity, no cars, just lanterns and a horse and buggy. And yet, they live just outside some of the most technologically advanced places in the world. My goal is to show you the secret life of America's most conservative religious community, and uncover what's really going on behind closed doors. What you're about to watch might be the first ever attempt to document a religion that actively rejects modern technology. A religion adopted by hundreds of thousands of people living right next to cities driven by AI, smartphones, and self-driving cars. This group is known as the Amish, a community of traditionalist Christian church fellowships with Swiss and German roots dating back over 300 years. And as you can probably tell, they stand out. They voluntarily reject technology, avoid electricity, and refuse to drive cars, choosing instead to ride in horse-drawn buggies. Growing up, I was always curious about the Amish. I found it fascinating that in this day and age, hundreds of thousands of people willingly live without modern tech. They don't just survive this way, they believe it's the right way to live. But there's a reason this has never been done before. The Amish hate cameras. Taking pictures forbidden by their religion. Video allowed, but barely, and only if it doesn't directly violate their values. They are extremely reluctant to be filmed. Why? Because past documentaries and reality shows have deeply misrepresented them, often painting them as trapped, helpless, or clueless about the modern world. And the only stories being told are usually from those who left the community. Let's change that. Let's go inside and tell a story they've never allowed to be told before. But what makes this community stand out? Well, to understand them, you have to understand how far they've distanced themselves from the modern world. The Swartzentruber Amish reject nearly every aspect of modern technology. No electricity, no cars, no telephones. Heck, even zippers are considered an indulgence. For them, the notion of progress is almost sinful. Their focus is on simplicity, faith, and hard work. Now, when I ask someone here, someone who grew up in the community, what it's like to live this way, they told me something that stuck. It's not about rejecting the world. It's about rejecting distractions. We live for the family, the land, and the simple joy of hard work. And they mean it. You can feel it when you walk around their homes, see the farms, and watch the kids playing outside. It's a community bound together by tradition, faith, and a commitment to keeping things as they were in the 1800s. The Swartzentruber Amish are easily recognizable by their distinct and modest clothing. For men, it's usually dark-colored pants, suspenders, wide-brimmed hats, and plain shirts. No patterns, no flashy fabrics. Women wear long dresses, often with aprons, and cover their hair with a bonnet. You'll rarely, if ever, see anyone in bright colors. Everything is muted and modest. They believe that outward simplicity helps maintain humility and removes the temptation of vanity. Now, let's talk about marriage. When it comes to love in this community, it's not about flashy engagements or romantic Instagram posts. It's about commitment. Young Amish people get married around 20 to 22 years old, and their relationships are arranged within the community. The whole process is focused on family approval. Rumspringa, the period when Amish teens leave the community for a year, doesn't exist here. No wild years of rebellion. Instead, it's about finding a partner who shares your values, your faith, and your love for the land. Food plays an important role in Amish life. It's simple, hearty, and let's be honest, delicious. They grow their own crops, raise animals, and prepare meals that are both filling and nourishing. One dish you'll often find at Amish tables is scrapple, a combination of pork, cornmeal, and spices served with syrup. It's a local delicacy, even if it sounds strange at first. This was one of the most striking things I noticed when I visited their homes. There are no lights, they use lanterns instead. It's not just a quirky choice. There's a deep-rooted belief in why they do this. Electricity is seen as a doorway to modern distractions. Television, the internet, video games, all those things that take you away from the community. By using oil lamps and lanterns, the Swartzentruber Amish are keeping their homes more grounded, staying more connected to their heritage and faith. It's a reminder that they don't need the distractions of the modern world to feel whole. The Swartzentruber Amish travel by horse and buggy, and let me tell you, there's something nostalgic, almost magical, about seeing those buggies rolling through the dirt roads. But there's a reason behind this choice. For the Swartzentruber Amish, cars represent more than just a mode of transportation. They symbolize modernity, temptation, and distraction. The horse and buggy, in contrast, allow them to stay connected to their land, preserve the quiet rhythm of their life, and maintain that tight-knit, community-focused lifestyle. It's about resisting the pull of modern society and staying true to their principles of humility and simplicity. So they use these horses because it aligns with their values, slowing down, taking things step by step. But let me tell you, there's something magical about stepping into this world. Everything here is about slowing down, focusing on faith, family, and community. And while you might find their way of life unbelievable, it's this commitment to tradition that makes the Swartzentruber Amish such a remarkable group. Every part of their life is governed by something called the Ordinum. It's not a book, it's not written down. But break it, and you'll feel the consequences fast. It decides what color clothes you wear, what style of hat, how wide your suspenders are, even how many buttons your shirt should have. It's not just about control, it's about unity. One broken rule doesn't just shame you, it reflects on your entire family, your community, and your faith. And the rules don't stop at clothing. They reach into courtship, careers, and even the kind of buggy you're allowed to ride. To the outside world, it might seem strict. To them, it's structure. It's sacred. It's survival. Inside the Swartzentruber world, discipline isn't just a concept, it's a culture. Children are taught early to obey without question. Backtalk, wandering off, even curiosity, it can all be met with something far more severe than a timeout. Physical punishment is common, and not just a quick slap on the wrist. Some former members speak of switches, belts, even public shaming. Why? Because spare the rod, spoil the child is taken quite literally here. It's not considered cruelty, it's considered love. And when it comes to schooling, children are only taught up to the 8th grade. Reading, writing, simple math. Enough to survive within their own system, but never enough to thrive outside it. No science, no sex education, no lessons about the outside world. Because the moment they start thinking differently, they start dreaming differently, and that is the biggest threat of all. Imagine waking up one day and realizing everything you've ever believed, every rule, every boundary was built to keep you in. Now imagine trying to leave. For most Swartzentruber Amish, leaving the community means losing everything. Your family, your friends, your identity, sometimes even your name. There's no ceremony, no goodbye hugs, just silence. You are now shunned. Former members describe it as dying while still alive. Mothers won't speak to their daughters. Fathers turn away from their sons. And here's the hardest part. Most who leave don't even know how the outside world works. They've never used a phone, never had a bank account, never filled out a job application. Freedom sounds sweet, until it shows up with no map. So they either become incredibly strong, or get crushed by the world they were never taught to navigate. One thing I want you all to note is, regardless the rules, not everyone stays. Every year, a few brave souls break the unspoken rule. They leave. But it comes at a price. Once you walk away, you lose everything. Your parents stop speaking to you. Your siblings pretend you never existed. And the only world you've ever known becomes forbidden. There are no phones to call back. No photos allowed to remember. Just silence. Still, some risk it all, for freedom. And many who escape say the hardest part isn't surviving the outside world, it's healing from the inside wounds. I must say, it is so crazy seeing all these people leaving like this. One, I want you all to put down what's on your mind or what you know about this community in the comment section. I will definitely respond to all comments. So let's make something clear before we wrap up. There's Amish, and then there's Swartzentruber Amish, a strict subgroup that takes the original Amish lifestyle to a whole new level. The entire Amish movement began back in the late 1600s, when Swiss leader Jacob Ammon called for a stricter return to traditional Anabaptist values. That single movement splintered off from the Mennonites and became the Amish. Fast forward 300 years, Swartzentrubers are a sliver of that history. They broke off from the old order Amish nearly a century ago. And today, they're the most conservative, the most secluded, and many say the hardest to understand. Now, how do you tell them apart? Well, in towns across central Ohio, people know instantly who's New Order and who's Swartzentruber. But to an outsider like me, or maybe you, it's not that obvious. Here's the breakdown. All Amish agree to live separately from the world, wear plain clothes, stop education after 8th grade, and avoid anything that glorifies vanity or violence. But the rules beyond that? That's where it gets wild. Some Amish allow battery-powered tools, shop at Walmart, and might even use smartphones in secret. But Swartzentrubers? They use lanterns instead of light bulbs. No phones, no zippers, no indoor plumbing. They even refuse reflective tape on their buggies, choosing danger over compromise. And if someone breaks the rules, the Swartzentruber response is swift, cold, and absolute: excommunication. Sometimes even family members are cut off. This isn't just about tradition, it's a lifestyle frozen in time, and only a few brave souls ever dare to step out of it. You think living without Wi-Fi is hard? Try living without electricity, without a phone, without freedom to choose. Yet thousands in America do it, every single day. The Amish didn't disappear. They're right here, in your backyard, choosing candles over comfort, silence over social media, obedience over options. But here's the question no one's asking. Is this faith, or is this fear dressed up as tradition? Tell me what you think. Would you trade your freedom for peace? Would you give up everything you know to belong? Drop your truth in the comments. This isn't just their story, it's a mirror. And maybe, just maybe, it's showing you something too. Don't scroll, reflect, don't watch, witness. And if this opened your eyes, hit that share button, because somebody else needs to see this. Remember, this is Inspire Hub, where documentary shapes destiny. Every documentary always holds a lesson. Stay powerful, stay wise. Until next time, peace out.